gosh.
What's up?
Okay, so you guys, the rule
Emu,
is
you're too early.
after 40 minutes, this is gonna go away, so you have to join again with the same button, okay?
Sure.
Say this.
Hey, are you laying in bed? What are you doing?
Yeah.
What?
I
His
just
face
woke
looks
up.
really wide.
I know. The triple chin.
I know. Looks like a frog.
Who else joined? Hey, Ruvan, where are you, man? Switzerland?
Switzerland.
Nice.
I would say neutral Switzerland, but not anymore.
Yeah. Seriously.
Oh,
Oh,
Rudy,
that's
Rudy.
okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's all of us, right? So say, shall we start?
Yeah,
Yeah,
start. Yeah.
yeah. So this is about where we're gonna have the reunion.
Hmm.
And I decided to hold a big meeting because not Arif, Ruvan suggested that maybe Sri Lanka
London?
location.
Yeah. Is that the Sri Lanka in the Epcot Center?
No. Sri Lanka.
Okay.
So I know. Why don't you, Ruvan? Why don't you just give us an introduction of your proposal?
I've actually now joined the tourism sector, which was not a great move because as soon as I rejoined it, we had COVID. It allowed me to learn how the tourism industry works. Part of the tourism industry, you have a segment called MICE, Meeting, Incentives, Conferences, Events. So that's people come in, from having conferences, and there are companies that deal with organizing such events. Wait a minute, we have our class of 9. This is about 2 years ago. I said, hey, wait a minute. We're going to have a 40th anniversary. And I think now with COVID, the wish now is to at least meet each other sooner rather than later. It's, we're all getting old. I thought, why don't we have an event somewhere? Now, the thing is if we come to Japan, I mean, some of us will come for an evening, and then that's it. And then what are we going to do as a group? We should have fun. And the thing is, organizing something like this without a company behind is very time consuming, payment issues, logistics, etc. So there are tourism companies, and I know, and they will do it voluntarily if I ask, willingly, because it brings business for them. It's not that expensive because I know how much it costs now. And the idea is, because this is unusual, it's not like one group flying from the US, one group flying from Japan. It's all of us all over the world flying into one country. The idea is that we have 2 or 3 days together as a group. But since we're coming individually from different parts of the world, you can come with your family, you can come with your friends, and Sri Lanka has so much to offer. You can do golf, you can do hiking, you can do diving, you can do sailing. I mean, you can do so many things. So you can come for 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or you just fly in for the event and go out. So in other words, we won't know, I will know who is actually coming, what they're doing, but the idea is that we meet together for 3 days. And the beauty of Sri Lanka, we can organize events. I would love to organize a tug of war. We can play a treasure hunt. We can do games, loud. We had maybe with the families, we can do a big barbecue and a soirée dance, a disco, and one night just for the guys. And then I'm thinking, if it's just because we have links with Sacred Heart and Seisen, we could do all 3 schools if they want to come. I don't know. It's just, but even our group is enough. Only takes a little time. I was thinking of June, but now might be too short. So I'm thinking or sort of like September. Because if you go into October, November, December, it becomes high season. It's expensive. Flights are expensive. And now we don't know what the flights are going to be with the prices. So I was thinking like September, late August, September, we can start the thing going.
What's the flight? So just give me an example. What is the, how expensive is the flight to Sri Lanka? From the US.
The US, you're talking, if you're flying economy, you're talking about 1,000, 1,002.
That's that's a round trip?
Yeah. You have good.
Okay.
Emirates, you have that.
How would you fly there? Do you fly via the Middle East, or what's the route?
You can actually, depending, if you're on the West Coast, you can go by the Eastern route. If you're on the East Coast, you can go via Europe. And you can avoid Russia airspace.
Okay.
Yeah, good idea.
And given COVID and what the airlines are up to these days, what's the frequency of flights? Are they starting to pick up or?
Pick up. Qatar has picked up, and the good thing now is Sri Lanka is no, you don't need a COVID PCR test before you come. We don't even test you on arrival. The only thing is they ask for COVID insurance. But Marcus, I think by September all of this will go away.
What is COVID insurance? You talking about vaccination?
It costs $12. What they're saying is if you catch COVID, then you have to go in quarantine, and then the insurance kicks in for you.
So there's nothing to do with the vaccination. You have,
you have to be fully vaccinated. You have to be fully vaccinated.
Oh, you have to be, okay.
Be in quarantine for 14 days, and I think by that time everybody will be quarantined. But I'm hoping by September the rules would have eased. I mean, only in the 1st of March that they took away of getting a PCR test 72 hours before flying into Sri Lanka. That was removed.
What's the typical, for example, you were saying 2-3 days at a certain hotel. What's the going rate, or what kind of rate do you expect? I could, depending, the bigger we are, I can get it. The thing is, Shunsuke, because we have different, case, and you can go low, you can go high, you can spend less. I'm thinking it was about a 4-star place, and I'll get a quote. I mean, you're talking 100 euros per person, full board, everything included. I'm just giving a figure right now, but I can go into that. And then those who people want to come, I mean, some people want to play golf, they want to, go by helicopter, luxury. So, the idea is, because we're such a diverse group, everyone can come and they can do what they want, but everybody gets together 2 or 3 days, which we organize.
What city?
No, somewhere in Colombo, in Sri Lanka.
Oh.
I wouldn't do it in Colombo because it's the beauty of Sri Lanka is being in the countryside. Maybe we do on a beachside resort, or we do it in the Central Highlands where there's activities, there's space.
Is Colombo on the coast?
Yeah, Colombo is on the coast.
Okay. So how far is it to the coast, to the beach, for example?
Colombo is what, it's on the coast. I mean, you're there in 10
It's
minutes.
on the coast, okay.
No, we will work some places out. I mean, as I said, the idea is to, if people are willing to accept the concept,
Yeah.
we do 3 days. I'll get a costing out. I don't know how many people are going to come.
Yeah, so I think that's the issue. So the problem is, I mean, I'd love to go there. I think as a reunion or even as a private tourism, I would like to go. But the problem is how many people are willing to do this. And I think like several years ago, someone proposed Zanzibar. Maybe I proposed that because we had Harub. Someone else proposed to come over to Zanzibar.
Maybe.
But it was kind of
because Harub is like a mayor of his little village.
I know he's like a king of the island.
But they just discovered wheel, I think.
Anyway, so and the problem of Tokyo, I think I was talking to Marcus in back in January, and no one can enter Japan right now, and that's the problem.
It's expensive.
Eh?
It's going to be expensive.
Yeah, and maybe Europe is another choice, because Europe.
Nobody could enter Japan right now.
No, I mean just Japanese.
Not yet. Yeah, unless you have
only Japanese or people.
Oh, okay. So it's still the same.
It's going to be US, or it's going to be Europe, or it's going to be Sri Lanka or Japan. I think Japan is probably at this point is out of question, because I don't know when they're going to open up the general tourism.
Okay, say my question is when is your projected date, month of this year? You're talking about this year, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. What do you think?
So maybe it
September,
could be
as Ruvan said, September. Ruvan suggested September, which I think it's
June is also ideal, but it's not enough time to organize. because we're already in March. And by people get, it takes time.
Isn't September monsoon or something?
It's just before. You're right. It's just before.
Monsoon.
Did we get caught and we can't come back home for 2 weeks?
They're never coming. We're all staying at Ruban's house.
Right.
All right.
We should do that from the big get-go.
Where we go, there won't be a monsoon.
So it's
So,
what? So it's gonna be what? End of
Here's the dilemma. The
Yeah.
dilemma with Sri Lanka is it is just too far away for
Yeah.
most people.
it is far.
And it just getting there, logistics, it's going to be difficult. It's not going to be easy. I mean, just getting people to Japan is a pain in the ass.
Yeah,
Sri Lanka is a whole nother turn.
that's why I was saying that if it's just my own vacation, I would love to go because I know Ruvan, I know Shiran. There's so many people I know there, but as a reunion, it's kind of like similar to Zanzibar idea. I mean, it
Yeah.
sounds great, but how are we gonna?
Too far.
Yeah,
It's
so
too far.
going to Sri Lanka, I think from Japan is okay, but like from Europe, you have to stop over someplace, right?
No, Europe is fine. Europe is 10
Fine.
hours. For me, I go 10, 11 hours.
10, 11 straight flights.
No, I have to go to Frankfurt or Paris.
Oh, yeah.
But I use 12 hours and you do a night flight.
So from the major cities in Europe, you can
Europe
go.
is not bad because Qatar flies, Emirates flies.
From US,
So-
how do we get there?
New York?
US, you have to go from here to Dubai, from Dubai to Colombo.
That's right. That's Emirates.
Oh, okay, so that's probably the.
It's only that 14 hours
That's
flight.
typically the way.
はい、何ですか、ルディさん。 What did you
I
say?
think from the US,
Mm.
North America is you have to travel the most to India or I know Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
Mm.
Come on.
Mm.
Don't mix up India and Sri Lanka.
Go ahead. Sorry.
At least he didn't call it Pakistan.
No, I mean, the only reason I'm saying Sri Lanka is I know we can organize it. I'm getting a group of 20 people coming to Sri Lanka without the flights in 4-star hotels. You're talking about 1,000 euros for 8 days per person.
So I think the best way, I think at this point is to send out email
Yeah, send it to
to
us.
every one of them, and then we come up with a proposal, one from Sri Lanka, one for Europe,
Yeah.
and one for US somewhere, and one for Japan. And but as you know, we should also tell people that Japan is an unknown right now.
Yeah, so
US
where's
also-
the
Huh?
concentration of the class is where now? Mostly Japan,
I
right?
think it's Japan.
I think it's in Tokyo, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the thing about Japan is that it's easy because most people are there, but so
So if
I-
you know, if you go to Japan, are we just meeting for a dinner or what is the idea? Is it going to be families?
so
Is it going-
really you were proposing something like onsen or something, right?
Did I say that?
Yeah. 温泉旅行、温泉のなんかやるじゃないの？
The past, we've never done it for families, right? The past mainly people.
Never did it. So I think it will be nice, some kind of onsen tour or something.
Mm.
No, but before we get to onsen tour, are we bringing just us or families?
Tokyo one, I think a lot of people showed up. A lot of families also showed up.
Yeah.
One in New York too. I think John brought his, brought his wife, I think, and daughter.
No, you did not.
No, I mean, there were people who were with the family.
The one in New York, nobody brought any family.
Really?
Yeah, I don't remember anybody
Okay.
bringing family.
Anyway, yeah, it can be.
I mean,
either way.
everybody was at my house too, so I know there's no families.
Plus,
No families.
plus, right now, I mean, we're old, so I think most of the kids are not interested in joining.
100% kids have zero
No
interest.
joining, no kids.
Forget the wives, the kids.
Yeah.
No interest.
Dakara, I mean, I don't know. It depends on I think that's another question we can ask. Is that
Arif,
Yeah.
so we can send the family somewhere else and we can just be together.
Yeah. I mean, look, I would love to go to Colombo. There's no doubt about it. I've actually been there. It's
But
it's beautiful.
And
We went there on the way to our honeymoon in Maldives. Yeah, we stayed in Colombo for a while.
good. So no, the idea that if by the way, some kids will come if the dads pay for it.
yeah, I mean, kids depends. I mean, I think we can just keep it open. Say if you want to bring family, just welcome, right?
Mm.
You don't
Yeah,
have to like restrict ourselves like you can't bring family or you have to bring just keep it free.
No, and if you really want, even if we're by ourselves, we can do a spouses program. They can take cooking classes. They can do
Cooking.
Yeah, that's
How
I want
about,
to
how
teach me
about,
how to cook Sri Lankan curry.
how about guitar lessons?
yeah. Anyway, so I think we should get take a vote, not within this group, but like I'll write an email and try to get the email address of as many people as possible, and then so if you can give write a description, I know Ruvan.
All right, I'll send you a text.
Yeah, and then I can just suggest 4 places, as I said, Sri Lanka, US. US だったら what Arif, what do you think is a good
Hawaii.
place?
LA.
Is it
LA.
Hawaii?
Hawaii, not LA. LA is disgusting. No,
Eh, Dame?
damn it.
We have bunch of people on the West Coast, right?
Yeah, so Hawaii is easy.
Hawaii,
Yeah.
Hawaii.
ハワイがいいかね。
I mean,
LA is so big, it's really hard to navigate. I mean, if you're in,
Much.
LA sucks, man.
So,
LA,
you have
why
to
would
get
you
a-
say LA?
It is.
Oh,
ロサンゼルス
Traffic is awful. It's
ロス疑
awful.
惑。
Do you know on the West Coast
Yeah.
in LA, people's lives are scheduled around traffic.
So,
Can you believe that? Oh, I can't go anywhere at this time because there's too much traffic out there.
Mm.
No way. No LA. That's dumb.
uh,
And plus, there's pretentious bunch of asshole people that live.
Seattle.
Who cares?
Seattle. Seattle.
Seattle's nice.
Nice.
But it rains.
Hawaii
Nice. Yeah.
ヌールが一番楽だよ。
Yeah, Hawaii. No,
Hawaii.
Easy.
Okay.
Perfect
Or
weather.
Vegas. It's cheaper in Vegas.
How far is it from Europe to Hawaii?
20
How
hours.
do you
It's a
get?
long ass flight.
That's the furthest.
多分長いよ。
長い。
But yeah, I think the problem is that if you pick one place, it's going to be really far for one group. So
The thing is, I say you,
Yeah.
I would love if I have a choice. Second choice would be Japan because I like to go back and go and visit the school, or that's nostalgia. See the school and have some activities. But what I like to see is I'm not just flying in to have a dinner. I like to see some activities. We chat.
yeah, so if it's Hawaii, we're going to have several days of fun, right?
Yeah.
And Arif and Marcus, you guys know better than other people here. So, maybe you can come up with some plan.
That's doesn't like 3 people already live there?
Well, I'll outsource it to Jeff.
Chonho.
Like-
So there's Jeff, Patrick, and Chong,
Glenn-
right?
Yeah. Those guys
The
already
best-
live there.
They live there.
Arif, is Tim Bessick in Hawaii?
No.
Doesn't
Utah.
like Jeff own a tour bus company or something? I'm not so sure, but
Yeah.
That's what he said.
yeah.
Was he? Oh, really?
That's if he wants to do it, but
Okay, so it's going to be.
Ramon, it looks like Sri Lanka is getting further and further.
So,
Oh no!
I'm just.
I
it's
just
still there.
Amsterdam to
But
ka?
if
So-
you
so
really
that-
want
really want to be
思ってる
ambitious, you can do like 3 or 4 globally and just rotate.
そう、エジプトとかさ。
Oh yeah, I
No.
want to go there.
俺も行きたいよ、エジプト。
What Marcus was saying was that we can have not just one reunion, but the one version in where Hawaii and another version in somewhere else, maybe
すごいね。もう
double header.
でもそれを、who would go to all of them?
No, but I
I'm
think
saying-
either one. One,
I
if
mean-
you want to go both, you can go ahead, man. いいじゃん、それだったら。
so if it's US, it's gonna be Hawaii. Okay, that's Kimari ne? Kimari.
Or
多分
New-
多分ね。
Okay,
Or New
Yeah.
York.
New York.
Nah, New York's dirty. You don't want New
Yeah,
York.
もう疲れるよ New York.
New York is it's not nice.
うん疲れるね。
And it's hard to organize.
Hawaii no way, it's easy. It's easy
how-
for people
so,
in Asia
俺も-
and Tokyo and
俺もそう思う。
Come on,
How
you
about-
guys.
just
got
the European
experience,
guys
man.
get screwed out on this.
Okay, so
But I'll tell you, I'll give you a solution,
Yeah.
Ruvan. You come to New York, you stay with me for a few days, break up your journey, and then together we'll go out to Hawaii.
I will do that. See, the only
うん
Hawaii, I don't think my wife.
You and Karsten and whoever else is out there.
We'll come. We'll come. We'll have to see you guys.
Yeah.
Where's the likely place that this family will come? If you want to come with the family.
I think the easiest place to negotiate that one to families from outside of Japan is, it is a Japan thing, so let's go to Tokyo. I mean, it's going to be hard to, well, unless the family wants to go to Hawaii, but if you're
Okay.
negotiating family, and you got kids and other factors involved, I mean, some people probably, I don't know. Does anybody have young kids still? No.
Not that I know of.
so
We're waiting
so
on Rudy. Rudy
so
will have a kid soon.
Rudy's gonna have like a baby soon.
Oh, shut up.
So
Shut
So it's
your
not-
mouth.
so US, Hawaii,
There's a YouTube channel.
Sri Lanka,
あの
and then Europe.
アムステルダム。
I have no idea
Amsterdam
how
would be
things are there. I mean,
Pretty hot.
Ruvan, you probably know the best here around.
Good for
about-
nightlife. That I like. Good for beer. Good for night.
アイルランド。
They speak
あ
English.
いいね、いいね、アイルランド。いいね、アイル
アイル
ランド。
ランドいいかうち泊まれるよ。
アイル
アイルラ
ランド
ンドいいね。I like that.
Oh yeah, we can stay at
Ireland-
Marcus'
そうだ
place.
よ、あれマーカスのでかいんでしょ
そうだよ。
Yeah, you can. But I don't know, my mom is like 86, so don't. I
いいじゃ
wouldn't.
ん。We'll just put her in a closet.
So
She'll put you in a closet.
That's right.
okay, so I think I'll ask what's his name, Karsten or
でもいいよ、俺、アイルランド行きたいね。
You don't,
That's really, that's a short ride from here.
doesn't have to be a
Yeah.
reunion.
There's a great place called Bugatti in near Limerick. It's like an old palace, and they got entertainment. You go to the medieval ages, and you get served by these people.
And then you play your guitar.
Yeah, Rudy, you fit right in.
すごいよ. It's a great place, Bugatti.
And you sing in Gaelic.
なんか, beautiful ladies, Irish ladies.
I mean,
oh, it's
Good.
good for you.
I would love to go to Sri Lanka. I'm probably going to look you up on that, even if we don't do it.
Yeah.
I know that's the point.
そう。俺も行きたいんだよ、スリラ
I
ンカ。
think so. I
楽しそうじゃん。
no possibly. I mean, I'm still giving Sri Lanka and then US, Hawaii, and then okay, forget about Europe for now. How about Japan, Rudy? What are you thinking? What's your
My thinking is
Hakone?
because we had one
Hakone?
in Japan 10
Yeah.
years ago.
高いよ。
箱根じゃないの？
箱根は高い。
どこがいい？
Hakone.
Where do you suggest?
北海道だね。
Well,
北海道だったらちょっと高くない？
沖縄は
Hokkaido during summer is beautiful.
あそう
俺は
なの
北海道 you can do a 2-day trip to Hokkaido. Beautiful, man. There's more flights from Haneda to Chitose than any other route in the world. You can hop a flight every 10 minutes.
I think it's going to be invaded by the Russians by then.
Maybe. But I mean, if it's Japan, there's a lot of things we can do.
わかる。
I think if it's in Japan, a lot of people wanted to like stay around Tokyo, right? Ruvan,
I
right?
have to go back to St. Mary's just to see it.
So around Tokyo. So I probably think that, you know, somewhere like onsen or near Tokyo area will be most.
So onsen would be probably be better the next day. The second event following the reunion. I think that's better. Separate from the reunion.
Okay, so you and Ananda, Rudy to sa Marcus, why don't you come up with a Japan plan?
でさ、野球の試合しない？じゃあ。
Yeah, もちろん。
Not
right?
not again.
No.
We have to revenge against cast of the 70s.
But for Ruvan's benefit, why don't you brief us on what we did the last time and what you thought about it?
Last time, the one in Tokyo.
Yeah, the one where the ambulance and the fire engine came for you.
So we had like, when was that? 10 that was
10 years ago.
10 years ago.
Yeah.
2012. 2012.
Who organized it? I think you organized it, right, Marcus?
Yeah, we had Anthony Aram and
Tokyo
Rudy.
American Club だよね。あれって。
Yeah.
So American Club. And
Very
Cheesecake.
boring dinner.
We gotta make some nanka novelty something like I made key holders with the tsunami damaged wood from Tohoku. So this time we gotta make something, right? Like maybe t-shirt.
We'll
What?
make popsicles that's with radioactive from Fukushima.
Oh no, but I mean, really, that weekend back in 2012. I mean, that started on a Wednesday and it went strong into like a Sunday. And we tried to be inclusive, and people brought families. You know,
yeah, people brought
Gettle brought his daughters and
Right,
wife.
right.
Yeah,
And if families are involved, you know, you have to think about like being inclusive, because you know you can't be just like, hey, yeah, the boys are going to get together and they're going to travel the whole family a couple thousand miles. You can't do that, right?
Yeah.
So you know, doing the reception in Tokyo, that's a piece of cake. I mean, you know, it's a matter of finding the place and, you know, and then you know, getting drunk, that's pretty easy.
I've never been there, so I have no idea how to go
You've
about.
never been to Hawaii?
I said the same thing too. I said the same thing.
What?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I know.
Never been there. I have never.
You don't need
Marcus,
to have an agenda for
Marcus still
Hawaii.
muted.
You just need to show up.
So,俺もそう思うよ。
It's so beautiful. You don't need nothing.
Yeah. So we need a venue, and Tokyo area, Japan area, some kind of plan for that.
Yeah.
And I don't know about Europe because I have no idea right now about Europe.
でも in either case, like at least for me, it's like when.
Yeah.
What I think September sounds good.
And what time of the month? You know, because there are shows I can't miss.
Is September a good date? Because it sounds like a good.
I mean, it's just as good as any, but I just can't go on a certain day. You know what I mean? Hold up.
Okay.
So I think I like September. I think that gives enough. Last one we had was in September too, I think.
I mean, we could do it next year.
Oh, but it's not the same. It's 40.
I know what you mean, but you know, I mean, we did the Olympics a year after, so you know.
So September.
The benefit of doing it
I
in
vote
September,
for September for now. What do you think?
if you do it in September, you get off-peak travel.
Yes.
It's a big deal.
Yeah. So September is good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, September. Let's just aim for September.
Okay.
And
How
Like,
many people?
not beginning of September, like mid-September,
It's September.
mid to late September.
So.
That's when it really becomes off peak because, you know, kids have to go back to school and parents are going back to work, whatever.
In
Okay,
Hawaii.
I know. I have to say something about the COVID is receding right now all over the world.
COVID's over. It's done.
But okay, let's say a new one pops in, you know, like a new variant.
Come on, Rudy. It's over, man. It's finished. It's more.
But
why-
you never know, right? But
if you got
that-
vaccinated, you're good. If you're not vaccinated, then we don't need you around in this world anyways.
yeah, I think
It's over, dude.
Yeah.
It's over.
Let's
It's
be
not gonna make any. We got to get back to normal. This is all bullshit. What we're doing now.
That's good.
That's right. Exactly.
Yeah.
More to. I mean, I don't understand why everybody is making such a big deal about these anti-vaxxers. Like, listen, man, if you don't want to be vaccinated, that's your choice. But when you're sick and you're dying on your deathbed, don't say, "Give me the vaccine now."
I know.
Because it'll never work. And the medical bills, you're on your own. We're not covering your medical bills because you're a fucking idiot and you just fucking die anyways. And the world would be a better place without you. So it's just.
we're gonna accept anti-vaxxers for the reunion, right?
I mean, the problem is that whether they can travel, because so many countries are not accepting vaccinated, unvaccinated person.
In the plane anyway.
Oh, I mean, US too. You can't get. I mean, if you're coming from outside, you have to be vaccinated.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, US citizen, I don't know, but
Yeah.
if you're coming from overseas, you have to show the proof of vaccination.
Okay. So much for COVID. We've had a lot of it. What are we gonna do? Tokyo, Hawaii.
So that's why I'm gonna. So there
gonna
are different plans.
What are you gonna
I'm
do?
Suggest.
I'll take the Hawaii. Say you. Don't you worry.
Okay, so I'll I'll send out email. Vote じゃないんだ、survey みたいな survey. what do you call it?
So.
And then we'll take a vote.